A reduction print is a print that you create by stamping one color at a time, starting with your lightest color, and then carving out the area of the color that you just stamped that you want to stay that color, and then reprinting, and then recarving and reprinting. So this little video will kind of show you that demonstration. So on my block here, as you saw from my design on the last sheet, I'm printing in 3 colors, yellow, pink, and black. So I am inking my entire block in yellow first, and I'm going to spread that onto my block using a scrap piece of paper underneath. And then I'm going to use what's called a registration plate to make sure that I'm stamping in the same spot every time so that each layer of my prints line up. So this is my registration plate. I'm lining my block up right into the corner, and then I'm paying extra careful attention to where I'm placing my paper. I'm placing it on the upper corner in the same spot every time. So your registration plates that you'll be using have a number on them. Try to use the same one every time. And make sure that you print multiple copies of this block for yourself so that you've got extras. This one is just practice to help you get the hang of this type of printmaking. But it's important to have extras just in case one of them gets messed up or prints crooked or something like that along the way. So again, line it up right on the corner. And it's very, very important that you pay careful attention to where you're placing your paper, where you're placing your block, and making sure that you get it in the same spot every single time. Okay, so now that I've printed my lightest color, I'm going to carve away everything that I want to stay yellow, because I'm now going to be printing my block in pink, in my next lightest color. So I want that sun in the background to stay yellow, so I'm going to carve it out very carefully. Only the part that I want to stay the last color that I printed. Now that I've got my sun carved out, I'm going to print in my next color, which is pink. I'm going to spread the ink onto my bench hook, just like I did last time. I'm going to coat my entire block in pink and reprint on each one of my copies. If you notice any little dry bits of ink that are stuck in your plate, make sure that you remove them. That's what you saw me picking out there. But they'll leave little marks in your block. Okay, so now we're bringing back the registration plate, lining our block up in the corner, and making sure that we are lining our paper up in the same spot. So corner to edge, make sure that you're using the same numbered registration plate that you were using in your first round of prints. Use a Baren to really smooth it into the backside so you lift up all of that ink, and repeat that process for all of your copies until you are finished with that color. All right, now I'm on my final color, my darkest color. I am going to be printing black. So I'm carving away everything that I want to stay pink, carving away all of that sky background. So all that's going to be left is my little cactus and the foreground area. So carefully carving away, always moving the blade away from myself. Now it's the moment of truth, my final prints. Using my darkest color, using black, spreading the ink out onto my bench hook, then rolling it onto my block, bringing out my registration plate, making sure that I'm lining it up directly in the corner, making sure that I'm lining that paper up. Use the Baren to smoothen the backside and pull up your prints. Repeat for all of your copies. When you're done, you can trim down your prints. I like to trim them so they've got a little bit of a border, and then sign them.